Do you hate your boss? Are you tired of going to work and dealing with coworkers you just can't stand being around? Are you ready to quit your job in 2019? Look, I get it. Finally in 2017, I had the sweetest exit ever. I finally left the corporate world and haven't looked back since. Now, one of the things that I've realized is that looking back, there's some mistakes that I made, and I want to help you make sure that you avoid those and share with you the number one mistake I made when leaving a six-figure job to go out and build my online business. When I quit, I figured, hey, you know what? I can figure it out. Even though I'm not making any money, I see people doing it all the time with income reports, talking about affiliate income and blogging and freelance writing. How hard could it be? Well, let me tell you, I was super wrong, and I want to make sure you avoid this mistake so that way you don't have the same kind of risk and challenges that I did. Even though I've been able to scale it into a full-time blog and freelance writing and make money online, it wasn't nearly as easy as I thought. Hey everybody, my name's Leonard, and I'm the creator of Inspire Your Success. Thanks again for coming back to the channel, and hopefully this will give you some clarity on how you can engineer your escape from the real world. So like I mentioned, in 2017, May 11th to be exact, I remember leaving the job I'd worked at for about 6.5 years. I was so excited. It was terrifying at the same time, but I was so ready to do it. I had climbed the corporate ladder, but I was miserable. So I know a lot of you guys can relate out there. So it was just one of those things where I understood like there's more to life than working on someone else's dream. I have to go out there and do this because to me, one of the things that is just the worst is to end up in life with regret. And I knew if I stayed there and just kept taking a paycheck and trading my time for money, working on someone else's dream, I was never going to be fulfilled. And at the time, I saw so many people crushing it with online businesses, with blogs and podcasts and online courses and all these things that were making money and helping people. I was just addicted to that. I wanted to create something in my life to actually help others, and online business was really the start for me. But the thing is that I made one giant mistake when I left. So let me tell you what I did right. So before I left my six-figure job, I had saved a ton of money. I actually saved 12 months of income in a separate savings account outside of my 401k and IRA and savings and all that. I literally just stashed away. Anything I got, whether it was a side hustle, commission, bonus, I was just putting it in this extra account. I was so ready to just get to my number and then I could quit. But in my route to saving so much, I forgot to do one thing, and that was actually test my idea and make sure that it made money. So here's the thing, guys, is that the biggest mistake I made is leaving without having any revenue coming in whatsoever. So I went from literally making $7 to $9 grand a month to zero. And I did eventually get some stuff going in that first few months, but it was just kind of hit or miss. It was quick little side hustles and things like that. I also published a book which got some revenue, but if you've sold a book, you know that it's not something that's very sustainable unless you're having some huge bestseller. So eventually I realized, though, looking back, that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made, is to not have anything coming in on a consistent basis. Now, luckily, I did save a lot of money, so that way it took a little bit of stress off of it. But at the end of the day, if you don't have any revenue coming in and you just have a day where you decide, I'm over it, I'm going to quit my job, I recommend that you actually start building your side hustle, testing your idea outside of your 9 to 5, so that way when you leap, you actually have some money coming in, you already have the belief in yourself, and you're just ready to get going and scale it. First thing that I recommend doing is to just start your idea, whether it's a blog, is it freelance writing, is it starting an e-com Shopify store, is it flipping stuff on Craigslist, like whatever it is, I recommend getting started before you quit your job. You guys, please do not make this mistake, because luckily I did save a lot of money, but let me just be really honest with you. It took a while for freelance writing and blogging to actually start paying money. So I was just seeing that savings account dwindle and dwindle and dwindle down. And what that really did more than anything was kind of hurt the belief in myself. And it's really hard sometimes when you're trying really, really hard to do something and you're going from making really good money to not making any, it starts to kind of hit your confidence and your belief in yourself. So I want you to avoid that because there were some trying times back then. Luckily, I've been able to bounce back, scale my business, grow the blog, start a podcast, all these things. But it took a little bit longer than I anticipated because I did not have any money coming in. So again, first off, make sure you start before you quit. Actually make sure that it works. And how do you do that? Well, look, it's gonna take some creative planning on your end. Let's say you work from 9 to 5, but you're ready to leave. You wanna start the blog, the e-com store, an Etsy shop, whatever it is. You need to actually test it. And so I recommend spending time at least 3 hours a day if you can, before work, at lunch, and afterwards, actually testing it and working on your business. I mean, if you read Gary Vee's Crush It, his original book, he talks about that 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Now, I'm not saying you need to stay up till 2 a.m. every single night. You're probably going to get burnt out and not really give it the fair shot, but there's plenty of time in the day. So you need to actually plan your day and plan your hustle. If you're as miserable as you think you are and you really want something better for your life and don't want to have to go into work and don't want to have to actually have a boss, you need to plan. You need to take this serious because this is your life. You're only getting one shot, and I don't want you to sit at a job and become a corporate zombie like I was. So you got to start hustling. You need to actually set some time aside. That means no happy hours sometimes, not hanging out with friends, saying no to more events, and just focusing on yourself and your business, because the sooner you can start that and scale it and prove to yourself that it actually works, the easier it is going to be to actually give in that 2-week notice and say, see you later. So you need to actually plan it and then commit to it. If you say you're going to spend 2 hours writing content in the morning, make sure you get up and start going. Do not actually just keep pushing it off and just saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it this weekend. If you say you're going to do it, actually do it. Commit to your hustle so that way you can quit sooner rather than later. But once you've actually started making some money, then it's time to figure out how can you scale it. Let's say you're making $5,000 a month from your job. What can you do to get your side hustle up to that much? Because one of the things I've learned too with running a business is that it's not like an income from your employer. You're going to have to deal with operating costs and taxes and all these different things. So you need to make at least what you're at now if you want to try and match that income, or even a little bit above, because you're going to have to deal with other taxes and, again, investing in yourself, investing in your business. So it's super important that you actually figure out how you can scale it. Is that hiring a virtual assistant? Is that again, just working more hours, or is it creating a new product or trying Facebook ads? Like, figure out whatever it is in your specific business so that way you can scale it, and that way you can, again, quit that job sooner. I don't want you to sit there any longer. All right, so once you've actually done it, you've hustled, you've planned, you made it happen, you're actually probably making double the income at this point because you're making money from your 9 to 5 and you're making your side hustle income. It's time to ask, are you ready to do it? Are you ready to quit your job? Now, before you do, let me just tell you, society's going to judge you, friends are going to judge you, family's going to judge you. So you need to be mentally prepared as much as you are financially. So just, again, if you have this proof of concept, if you can show people that think you're crazy, hey, I'm already making money on it. Now I'm going to have way more time and I can actually scale it, plus I can get my life back. So if you have all those things and you have the right mindset and you believe in yourself, you can absolutely make the jump and finally quit your job this year. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Again, I've been out for nearly 2 years. It feels like I escaped prison and no one's dragged me back. So it is the coolest thing ever, creating online income, helping people, and not having to ever go into an office ever again. So again, just keep going. You can do it. Take a look at the links I have down below if you want to get started with a couple different things from freelance writing and blogging. Just have some resources there. And then also, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want more of it, make sure to hit the subscribe and turn those notifications on. And lastly, if you're ready to quit or have any questions about what it was like to quit a 6-figure job when you're making zero, make sure to hit the comment box and let me know if I can help you at all. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have an epic day.